Our guest is getting ready. When he's ready, he'll give me a thumbs up and we'll do the thing. He did. Oh my goodness, it works every time. It's like Sex Panther. Anyway, looking forward to this conversation. This Friday, March 29th, in St. Petersburg, Florida, MLW War Chamber is live. But after the show, they're going to be taping some TV, and that's where this man becomes very important. He's in a a War Chamber match. My mistake. He's got a very big one. We'll let him talk about it along with a lot of other stuff. Ladies, gentlemen, from MLW, Akira joins us now. Good morning.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, it's a cold Monday morning in New York. I just went and picked up Masha. We went and got bagels, and now I'm here.
Very important question. What kind of bagels are we eating here?
Pumpernickel, everything.
Oh, let's go.
Pumpernickel.
Oh, yeah, pumpernickel.
I've never had that. Apparently, I got to try this.
For years, I remember, like, as a kid, there was that song, something like Pumpernickel Bread, whatever, and now I'm finally living the dream, and I'm finally eating that from my childhood. And it's actually good. I didn't know I'd ever want, like, a pickle flavored bagel, but here we are. You know, I guess this is adulthood.
They're delicious. Well, now hold on. More importantly than all that, so I'm in Toronto. I also happen to be a Jew, so I'm a connoisseur of this. Are we doing Montreal bagels or are we doing New York bagels? What do we prefer?
I've never had a Montreal bagel.
Really? You do a lot of traveling. I'm surprised.
I don't think I've ever wrestled in Montreal. I think I've maybe like gone through Montreal, but it was never for a longer period of time where I could go and get a bagel. You know, so okay. I've had basically just New York. I went from Indiana where there was no good bagels. There's nothing for miles to New York where everything is right there. And I literally walk right down the street. There's a bagel shop. There's the movie theater. There's everything that I need. So I very much enjoyed the New York bagel, but I'm looking forward to having a Montreal bagel eventually.
All right.
We got MLW War Chamber coming up this week. You're part of the Be in Sports portion of the card, but you are part of the War Chamber match itself, teaming with Raven, Jimmy Lloyd, Jake Christ against the Calling, those dastardly jerks in the Calling. What can fans expect from the War Chamber match? And Raven getting back in the ring.
Well, first off, you're going to expect a bunch of people from Ohio getting the crap kicked out of them because we can't stand people from Ohio besides Jake Christ. We love Jake Christ. But I think there's a reason why we're on the Be in Sports section. We're on the YouTube section because we're going to go a little wilder, a little crazier than what you're going to see on the pay-per-view. We're getting our own special slot just for our little brand of ultra violence because you also look at the two War Chambers. It's two completely different kinds of scenarios, different kinds of strategies. The first War Chamber, you've got Kojima, SGC, and on the opposite you have WTF. I don't think those guys are going to get too deep into blood and guts, that vein of pro wrestling. But it's going to be a war. But I'm thinking more like a mid WCW 90s kind of War Chamber, war games, gimmick infringement kind of thing. With us, I'd say expect Cage of Death.
All of your matches just about in MLW. Certainly recently, we got death matches, we got Taipei street fights, or Taipei glass matches. We do have street fights, death machine rules, ladder matches. It's like it's not an Akira match unless we got something where somebody's gonna bleed and get really hurt.
Hey, well, let's be clear here. I had the scramble match. I didn't bring any weapons into that match. Love Doug might have, but I didn't. I just brought some kisses. I would say Rocky Romero and I was another one where there was absolutely none, and I'm very proud of that fight. And despite me losing my title, I'm very proud of that bout. But there's no other way a story with RSP and I could cultivate and could come to its conclusion without bloodshed. You can't involve Sami Callihan with the same thing. We all have our roots deep in ultraviolence. They have theirs in CZW, Ricky and I, and in BJW actually. So all three of us both have deep roots in BJW now because we've all wrestled and performed in Japan for them. There was just no other way for it to end up. Am I ecstatic about it? No, because getting beat up all the time and bleeding everywhere is exhausting. Despite what you may believe, it takes a toll on you. After that RSP Taipei death match, I lost so much blood. I was lightheaded for the next day. If you watch that match, I was bleeding everywhere. That's probably one of the most, I bled the most in a match for a long time. That, or when I did the Circle 6 Ultraviolent Kumite, when I got was it this bad boy right here, if you can see it. That was just a hole in my face. And I bled everywhere then, and I still wrestled another 10 minutes after that. Not my wisest decision, but it's, once again, there's no other way for this story to wrap up without us getting crazy bloody. It's just in all of our natures. Even Ravens, Jake Chris has done his fair share of death matches. Jimmy Lloyd, we all know Jimmy Lloyd has a history of it. I was there when he got scissors embedded in his shoulder. I was the guy. I was actually the one in the back. I had never been to a Mania Weekend show before. I'd never seen scissors embedded in someone's arm, and I was the one cleaning out the hole, going, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay," and I'm going, "Oh my God, what the hell?" Little did I know that I'd be doing just as much crazy crap, because I think I'd done one death match at the time too.
It's funny because you mentioned you can expect ultraviolence. My reaction was kind of okay, as in yeah, no, this is what I'm used to from Akira. So with that
ultraviolence too, not
absolutely
not just swinging stuff to swing stuff. It's all of my death matches, even the ones at MLW, have always been wrestling laced. The Taipei was very much more of a Memphis brawl, if anything, but there was wrestling laced in between everywhere. If I'm not wrestling in a death match, I feel dirty, because it's everything that I don't like about deathmatch wrestling is when it's just guys swinging stuff.
So that's what I wanted to kind of bring up, is that your approach to deathmatch wrestling is very much rooted in traditional pro wrestling psychology, just adding, toys, if you will. Can you talk to me about your frame of mind and your reference when you get to a point like that, where you're using all these weapons, but you're also trying to tell a story in the match?
So it's always interesting, because I started to get more notoriety with deathmatch. People just assumed that I was just a yard or whatever, and I've never yarded a day in my life. I think the only time I've ever yarded was for the GCW backyard show, and I got paid for that. So I'm the most successful backyarder ever. I did it one time and I got paid for it. I started off, being the style of wrestler that I am, hard hitting, suplexing. I was doing probably a little bit more flippy stuff back in the day, but now I'm a little bit older and the back hurts. I don't want to flip. My knees hurt. I just can't do it right anymore. But I started off. I did the LA dojo with Shibata-san, and I basically just, that style of pro wrestling that 1 week, even though I was very inexperienced, basically just formulated how I liked pro wrestling, how I viewed pro wrestling. So I became very much a catch as catch can, technical, not a Jonathan Gresham style technician, even though he's already done Bloodsport, him versus Takeda. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's free on YouTube. But the much more like Josh Barnett, Hideki Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki, Shibata style technician. That I like when it's realistic and you really believe, oh, they're fighting, they're shooting around. But once I started doing death matches, I was just like, I don't want to be, I've seen the death matches where people are just swinging stuff, and I never liked it. There's a time and place for throwing stuff when you're exhausted, or if you hate someone and you're just throwing it, cool. But when I saw Jun Kasai versus Alex Colon at GCW's, they said it couldn't be done. I was just like, I love death matches for this. It was pro wrestling, but it was pro wrestling with an even higher level of stakes, and the glass flying everywhere, the blood, the frenzy of the crowd. It was something beautiful in it, that almost like a gothic beauty in its own way, where I felt enraptured with it. And I said, if I'm going to do this is what I would want. How would I want to do it? And because of that show, I ended up in Mexico doing my first death match at NGX, and that's how it came to be. I just started involving the same style I was doing, an actual strong style in Inoki-based nomenclature, technical wrestling. Pro wrestling is strong mentality, but doing it in death matches. And I'm one of the few guys that actively pursue that style of pro wrestling. I believe, Takeda's one. I'm the other, and there's other people that kind of do it, but not as deep. We're death match heavy.
I wasn't sure if my internet cut out. What really sucks to get hit with in a death match? What's the one thing that this sucks?
Vinyl bats. So I've had people take vinyl records, saw them in half, and make like bats out of it with like the jagged edges of the vinyl. And the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life was that. I've done cactus, I've done everything else. It felt like I got clawed by a tiger.
Sorry, I'm just wrapping my head. I'm wrapping my head around vinyl. I'm wrapping my head around someone cutting up a vinyl for the sake of this, because it's like, oh, that was a really good dark side. That was a good dark side of the moon. You just cut up there. What are we doing?
Oh, it's never those either. It's the stuff that nobody listens to. That's what makes it more insulting. So it's like it's Mumbo number 5 times.
Hey, we're not gonna insult. We're not gonna insult.
And you get clawed by it, and you're like, oh, that's just. Someone was mad at me for that reason. The first time I did it was when I did the roof jump in AC in 2020, and that's when I experienced the bat for the first time, and it hurt so bad, and you could see the actual agony on my face. The person that made the bat messaged me on Instagram, goes, "I am so sorry for making that," and I was like, "You owe me money," and they sent me like $100 in apology, because I have an actual scar on my back. It looks like a tiger clawed me from it.
Oh,
like that or a razor board. Razor boards hurt, but I like them. But I'm a weirdo, so I can't suggest it for everyone. I would say two thumbs up. Like I use knife boards all the time, and people think I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't know. I like knife boards. I don't know. Pain's kind of my thing.
It's funny because like we had Masha on not too long ago, and she was like barbed wire because it rips her hair out, and I'm like, that I understand. And also like barbed wire is it's there. It's gonna be in a match like that. And then you pull out vinyl bats, and it's like, wait a minute. And then you explain it, and it's like, wait a minute.
Like people think, oh, is it gussets? Is it Kenzans? And I'm like, no. Like I will use those every day. I don't care. I'm not someone I don't have much, worry about most weapons, but just the most pain I've ever felt was always from a vinyl bat. Every time I see someone try to grab one, I kick it out of their hands and go, no, never, not again. I can't do it.
I get it.
Barbed wire sucks, or carpet strips. Carpet strips are that same kind of pain, but it's like littler and it's all over. I hate those two. Carpet strips and vinyl bats. It says something when I'd rather land on razor blade than that.
It's almost like a mental preparation for something like that.
I don't really prep anything unless it's like a match I'm really hyped over. Like when I was in Japan and before I wrestled Ryuji Ito, I wrestled Takeda. I was just like bobbing my head. I wasn't nervous or anything, but I was like, okay, let's get in the zone. And people have seen me, and people think I'm crazy. I start punching myself in the face. I'm like, let's go. I feel like a frat boy who's had like 5 brewskis and was like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this really stupid. I'm gonna jump off this roof. That was the same thing. when I jumped off the roof, I punched myself in the face 5 times. After Nick Gage gave me a hype talk, because he's like, it's your time, Akira. It's your time. Next level shit. And I'm like, yeah. Punch. Let's go. Go out.
Nick Gage hype speeches are something to behold. We've had a lot of people on who've like, yeah, Nick Gage just did the big speech before the show. And it's like, if you're not fired up after a Nick Gage speech, then I don't know. You don't have a pulse in the world.
I wrestled. So before COVID happened, I wrestled Tony Deppen at this place called On Point. And after I came back from the match, Nick pulled me aside. And he goes, "That's that next level shit, Akira." He's like, "Fuck yeah!" And I'm like, "Yeah." Then I did that. I did the roof jump, and I came to the back, and Nick looked at me. He's like, "That's what I'm talking about." And every time I see Nick, he's always hyping me up. He's like, "I've been watching your shit in Japan. You're fucking killing it, Akira." And I'm like, "Thank you, thank you, Nick," because like that rules. It rules, but it's always that thing of like you never know who's watching. And every time I see him, he's always talking about a match that I had, and I'm like he's watching my stuff. That's cool, that I've got his respect.
I mean,
tell us about working with.
Sorry, I was going to ask actually, Jeremy, because you're going to love this. Smelling salts, any experience with that? Because our pal Josh Bishop, who's also on the card, has some experience with some smelling salts.
Okay, not with Josh Bishop, but it was I think I was 1 year in 2019. Shane Mercer has this horrible habit of like pranking people and just doing stuff to surprise them, whether it's, a ghost pepper chip or something like that. And he goes, "Hey, Akira, come here, Akira, come here." And I go, "What, Shane?" And now Shane's a crazy person, so I'm prepared for whatever it may be. He's going to show me live leaks or something. I'm like, "What are you going to show me, Shane?" And he goes, "Come here." He brings this. He's like, "You like M&Ms?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Here, try this." Opens it right in my nose, and I go, "Ah!" I shoved it away, and I'm like, "I hate you. This is why we don't hang out anymore, because you do this kind of crap. I can't trust you." And he goes, "You love me." And I go, "That's not the point, Shane. You're crazy." I've seen Josh Bishop do the thing, but I did it with Shane, so whenever someone says, "Hey, sniff this or taste this," I go, "No, I'm good. Thank you."
This Bishop notoriously will go around and do that to unsuspecting people as well. So stay away from him if he asks
He
you
might
to
have tried to
come
do
in
it. He
close.
might have tried to do it to me, and I said, "Mercer's already done this to me. No." And he just I think he just gave me a look, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, not doing that again. I'm good."
Tell us about working with Raven in MLW.
So when he's been there, because he's had his surgeries and whatnot, and travel for him is not always the best for his health. But like the first couple of months, he was there every single show, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Before I came to MLW, I never really cut promos. I never really did that stuff. I just people just came off of my name alone, and I was okay with that. But obviously, when you get to TV, it's like you gotta learn how to cut a promo. You gotta learn all the ins and outs of television pro wrestling, which I'd never really done. IWTV is not really television pro wrestling. A lot of the guys don't wrestle for like a television style pro wrestling on IWTV. But it was a very fresh perspective, because I basically came to MLW and they gave me all the tools that I needed to succeed. All I had to do was shut up and learn. And Raven was one of those things. I just knew, because I talked to him about my style of working. I talked about character. I talked about promos, and we sat there, and like whenever I see him, we'll sit there and we'll talk about stuff. Even at this last taping that we did, we were recording stuff. I was just picking his mind, asking some questions, or I gave my thoughts on something, and it was really cool when he agreed with some of the things that I was saying, because I felt like I've learned something in the last year and 2 months of me working with MLW. I went from not being able to cut a promo to I'll cut a promo now. And Raven, was it a couple months ago, he looked at me and said, "That was very eloquent." And I was like, "I grew up watching this, man. That's pretty cool to hear. Thank you, sir. Thank you." But even the recording team, the people I work with, they go, "Dude, your promos are great." And having fans come up to me too, because I always get told by MLW fans, or if I'm at GCW or ICW, they're like, "Dude, we watch MLW because of the stuff that you're doing. You and the calling story is great. We love it." And I go, "Really?" They go, "Yeah." They're like, "Your promos are carrying this thing. It's really cool to see how you became like a wordsmith." And I'm like, I kind of just fell into it. When I had RSP in one ear and you got Raven in the other, learn how to cut a promo, or get out, quit. But even just like different things, like in terms of selling, match psychology, like he's helped me evolve so much. And this last round of tapings, when he watched my matches and he said, "You've gotten a lot better." He's like, "You've improved so much." I felt really good. He already liked my stuff anyways, but he was very, Raven's not going to just say nice things to say nice things. It felt nice to earn those things from the man, and I just want to keep building upon that because he does like me. I do believe, and I've got his little stamp by my name for the rest of my career now because of this story, and it's just really cool to see it all play out the way it's been playing out.
Has Raven had the chance to meet Maid Kira yet?
Oh no, God no. He's met Kota.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Sat there, pet. Everyone has met Kota. Kota is like the. I'm number one babyface, but I'll say Kota's probably number two babyface. Just saying. At the last show in New York, everyone was coming up to pet him. Kojima. Kota is normally like a little shy boy. He'll stick next to me. He walked up to Minoru Suzuki and just let him pet him. And I was like, you're scared of everyone but the guy everyone else is afraid of. Cool. I was like, my dog's a jerk. He's just playing it up at this point. But he's gonna be with me in Tampa too. He's gonna be with me at all these shows from now on, I believe. He's very much well liked backstage, and he's an encouraged presence to be with me from now on. And I'm like, you know what? I get to hang out with my dog at TV. Cool. Not a problem.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
He's frozen.
Did he freeze? He just froze. The best timing.
To be fair, last when he was questioning when he was frozen, he was like, I thought he was just holding that face for some reason. I was like, it's impressive that he hasn't moved.
He's really good. He's really focused in this. We can have a contest with him.
He is locked in.
That's right.
There's the smile.
Okay, I think. Yeah, sorry, my internet's been cutting in and out all day.
Now, to us, you just held that face. You were just trying to impress us.
Oh, look, that would be pretty impressive.
Contest. You won the staring contest.
That would be pretty impressive. I didn't quite get all of the last question, so I apologize if I know it was about Kota the dog, so I did know that much.
He's gonna get all the shows from now on.
I said I was gonna ask this. I have to ask this. Can you sing Shakira as Maid Kira?
I'd have to listen to a Shakira song, but I probably could.
Hips Don't Lie, one of the greatest songs of all time.
You have to understand, like, I have a gap in my music knowledge. Anything that's like early 90s and before, I got you. Rock based, I got you. But around like from the 90s to the mid 2000s, it's probably a lot of country. And then now I'm listening to like orchestral, I'm listening to J-pop, I'm listening to jazz. A lot of the modern
all over the place,
dude. A lot of the stuff that people listen to now, I'm like, I don't know what that is. Have you heard this song from someone? I go, no. Like Masha will be bopping to a song, and I'll be like, I don't know what this is. She goes, how do you not know this? I go, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like Maid Kira came out to an AKB48 song, and like 3 people understood who the song was from. Listen, the things I do aren't for the general audience, okay? The things I listen to aren't from the general audience.
I think I know your next intro, though. It's going to be Maid Kira, when you do Maid Kira next, coming out to Shakira, singing Shakira. We did it.
How about if I tag team with Maki Ito, we'll come out to a Shakira song.
Oh,
right. I'm sold.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Was Maid Kira your idea?
Yeah, so it was a Twitch thing. I was just like, you guys hit a goal, and I'll do whatever. And someone like the chat was just like, we want to see you as a maid. and I was like, oh, and they're like, we don't care how you do it, but we want to see you as a maid. And then I was like, okay, artistically, creatively, how can I make this interesting for myself? I'm already very pretty. I know that. And there's a lot of people that used to be like, oh, if you were a woman, you'd be beautiful. And I was like, okay. So people were expecting me to go full lady beard with it. And I was like, that's cliche. People expect that. And so I went to someone and I said, listen, here's the game plan. I'm going to shave all this off and we're going to do it. We're going to get a wig. And I'm like, give me the makeup job that you would do for your, like on your prom. And they were like, really? I'm like, really? And they did it. And so when we did the first photo shoot for it, and I came up with the name Made Kira, it was funny because Masha helped do the eyeliner. And she was like rolling her eyes, and she's like, this is ridiculous. Why am I helping you with this? And I go, because you love me. She gets on a face chat on a face call with her mom, and her mom looks in the back and goes, Masha, who's that pretty girl?
Yes.
And Masha goes, Mom, and I go, yo. She goes, Akira, and I go, hi. She's like when I went and wrestled for Big Gay Brunch as Made Kira, there were people that didn't know it was me until they came up and they saw I had some Akira merch. And they're like, wait, you're Akira? And I go, who'd you think it was? Like, when I did it on the stream, people were pissed. Like, I posted the stuff on Twitter too and Instagram. Everyone was just like, why are you so pretty? And I go, I don't know. Like I put on the maid outfit with the stuff, and like Masha and everyone was just looking at me like, why do you look good? And I go, I don't know. You're asking me questions that I'll have to ask God one day.
And you wrestled in Crocs. Good on you.
Oh, I wrestled in Crocs, and I wrestled great in Crocs. I took those things off doing kicks, and everyone was like, ooh, look at the style. And I also had my elephant underwear.
Let's go. Our pal Cam Hawkins is here, by the way. Says I met this Zimmer. Matt Fernie, he's dressed like a browser scene.
Fuck you. I just called Cam out. And it was just like, you were dressed like this. And I was like, yeah, I just said that because I didn't want you to be, jealous. So I knew you'd be into it. And Cam was like, I hate you. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'm charming. It's fine. I had a lot of people message me like, when's the Made Kira OnlyFans? How dirty can you get? And I'm like, yo, relax, dude. Jesus. People want me to wrestle. I'm like, I've said it. I was like, if you book her and you pay the right price, Made Kira will come. Made Kira will come to a convention. She'll come to an anime convention. She'll come to any appearance. I don't care. Just pay me. Because for that makeup job, I understand the plight of women. An hour and a half to 2 hours of just sitting there, getting every little bit done, doing the hair, the eyeliner. I was just like, this is a chore. Salute to the women who go through makeup at every taping that they go through, because that's crazy. I would demand more pay for going through that.
All right, we got one more thing we do before we let you go. We have a game that we like to play on the program. It's called Partner, Promo, or Punch in the Face. I'm going to read you 3 names, 3 people you're well suited to and well worked with, and you're going to pick one you want to partner with in the ring in a tag team match, do a promo off with in the ring, one-on-one on the mic, and which one you want to punch in the face, have a one-on-one singles competition match. Are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
Raven, Jimmy Lloyd, Matt Mikowski, Akira, partner, promo, punch in the face.
Okay. I would like to partner with Jimmy Lloyd. I would like to promo with Raven. And I'm going to punch Matt Mikowski in the face next week at Bloodsport. Catch it on Triller TV at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 10.
I gave you the perfect out for that.
Look at that. I'm a worker.
But first, let's get through MLW War Chamber. It's this Friday in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's on Triller TV Plus, and then being taped for YouTube. Akira is going to team up with the response. It's Akira, Jake Christ, Jimmy Lloyd, and Raven teaming up to take on the Calling. You don't need to know who they are. Just go look them up on MLW's website. They got a War Chamber match. It's going to be a lot of fun. Akira, put yourself over. Get anything out of the way before we let you go.
That's right, guys. This Friday, you can catch me live in Tampa, or you can catch it on BN Sports when it airs in like 2-3 weeks. Catch the blood, catch the ultra violence. If you're into that kind of pro wrestling, we got it. We're going to deliver it in spades, and the response is finally going to give the response that we've been waiting for. You can catch me on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on anything at the Akira Way. You can catch me on Twitch, actually, which is at the Akira Way as well. I'm streaming games, talk about pro wrestling, watching YouTube clips, whatever it is. I'm evolving the show as time goes on. I think we're going to start a D&D campaign as well. You can also support me through Patreon, which is patreon.com/Death Samurai, as well as my own website, which is deathsamurai.com. I also have an exclusive jersey, pennant, and towel combo on the Circle Six shop that you can get, and all that money goes to me. I appreciate any and all support that I can get. Thank you guys very much, and thank you for giving me the time to talk about this today.